feel crazy in California, and it felt more... It felt a bit like we were just seeing how many strange things we could do of a morning.
Pasitos para bailar, pasitos para gozar, para bailar con minera, pasitos para gozar, para bailar con minera, pasitos para gozar. Ayer dijiste te quiero, tú no lo vas a olvidar, por eso estamos juntitos, juntitos para bailar. Pasitos para bailar, pasitos para gozar, para bailar con minera, pasitos para bailar.
It just didn't feel sacred, it felt a bit silly.
Pierce, I have a gift for you. Your own shakapa.
If I were a shaman, I would have run the session differently. I feel that the ceremony needed more discipline. If I don't deal with what's been brought up, that could be scary.
Still searching for the chacruna bush for Q and unsatisfied by his suburban ayahuasca experiences in Iquitos, Piers has teamed up with wilderness guide Richard Fowler, who learned his jungle skills with the 101st Airborne Division in Vietnam. They're 3 days by boat from Iquitos and heading for a remote tribe of Matses Indians and the authentic ayahuasca tradition.
I've been in Iquitos now for quite a while, and I've spoken to the shamans that are connected with the city, and for me it's not working.
You cannot fly down here from your office in New York or England and get off the plane and go to somebody's house and do ayahuasca and have a natural spiritual connection with nature. It's not going to happen. You've got to come and get the rest of the medicine. The rest of the medicine is here. The heat, the jungle, the green, the insects, the plants, the rain, the journey.
Richard is absolutely crucial. He's an expert in surviving and thriving in the jungle. He's my passport to get deeper into the mystery.
At the Matses village, Richard and Piers are meeting an American linguist who spent much of the past 6 years living here.
Well, let's go see if we can find Dave.
David Fleck has gone native.
Amigo.
How's it going?
This is Piers.
Good to meet you.
David Fleck.
Great.
A resident anthropologist.
Very resident.
Very nice house.
Later that night, they meet up with the village headman, Antonio.
When they hear your name, Pierce, it sounds like their word for tortoise, which is push. And they consider like the tortoise is sort of the dumbest animal.
Great.
And in the midst, it's the dumb animal that always gets lost.
That's me. That's me. That's why I'm here. That is exactly why I'm here. I need to know how not to get lost in the jungle and how not to get lost under the influence of mapacho and ayahuasca.
Piers quizzes the chief about his tribe's use of forest medicines.
So what he's saying is that they don't drink ayahuasca here. What they do have is the sapo. You say sapo, right? Their word for it is acate. Acate. Acate is the Matses word for it. It's frog poison where you have somebody burn you, right? Here, 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 or here.
I was disappointed when I heard absolutely no ayahuasca here. But they've got something else that's actually more unknown and more secret. And this is the first time I've come across people using poison from a toad to contact the spirit world, to get in there, get some useful information for themselves and for the community. It's an extraordinary opportunity.
The frog poison is only taken on hunting expeditions. The next day, Piers and Richard accompany David and the tribe to a remote hunting camp 6 hours walk into the jungle.
See how pretty it is? How kind of iridescent in the light. Peruvian rainbow bullet. He's a seeker. He's curious. He's taking the steps. He's paying his dues. He's making the sacrifice to come all the way here.
Okay.
I mean, this is the end. This is we've arrived. You can't go any farther out than this, or you're on your way back.
I don't know him very well yet, and so I think it will be interesting during this trip to see how he reacts to it and how he handles it.
So this is home.
Yep, about 3 days.
Fantastic. And having just done a minimal amount of hiking through the jungle, I can survive, I can do the walking about, getting completely soaked in sweat and getting here. But what I can't imagine yet is being able to be in the jungle, dealing with the snake, insects, wet, everything, and then hunting effectively.
The frog whose poison the Matses use is most easily caught at night.
It has a call that the Matses recognize very well, and now we're trying to home in on its call by listening to it. This is Medusa bicolor. There's enough venom in this frog for about 8 people.
After a long day in the jungle, the Matses like to relax with a little tobacco.
When your head starts hurting, just try to sit there and just try to dominate it and just take deep breaths. And if you spit, to get the taste out.
I've been here before.
In the morning, it's time to extract the toxin from the frog.
I'm Kermit the Frog.
They just hassle it a little bit, and then after they remove its toxin, they'll release it again, which is very unusual for Matses, because usually they don't think twice about killing a frog or snake. Going into the jungle is a dangerous business, and so in some sense, if you're willing to put yourself through some pain voluntarily, when you go into the forest, it seems something familiar and something not so bad. And besides that, they do believe that it makes you less lazy, more willing to go into your jungle and hunt rather than lay in your hammock.
That's the good stuff.
I don't like torturing a frog. It looks pretty annoyed as well. I think I would be if I was stretched out having a stick up my bottom.
That will be the next test for you.
I'm doing it because I want to find out what happens. Quite simply, they say, well, if you're having bad luck as a hunter, you should take more sapo. And that really made me think about, well, if I want to get better at being myself and feel stronger, wiser, chunkier.